We're back. That's right. It is your Monday night, and two Ewoks in the park has returned. We have the geek Sully and the redneck myself. Tonight we're reviewing Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 6. So do me a favor, grab your favorite adult beverage or whatever it is that you just so happen to like to drink. Sit back in that nice big beanbag chair of yours and enjoy the show. Sully, it's all yours.
Oh, why, thank you, sir. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Two Ewoks in the Park. That's right. The one show where we break down pretty much every single Star Wars show that we can think of as of late. And the only reason why I say as of late is because, well, we're kind of like 10 years too late for the Clone Wars.
Something like that.
Yeah. But I will say this. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, JT, but I believe we might have a new show to do after the Bad Batch, which will be quick.
I think so.
Because we do have Tales of the Empire being released. And oh, by the way, Saturday is May 4th, which means it's going to be Star Wars Day all across the world, bringing everybody who loves Star Wars together. And for the record, it's, only been 5 weeks, but I'm finally wearing a Star Wars shirt for the podcast. Look at that. JT's got the Mandalorian. And I got Star Wars. Look at it. See,
Star Wars, finally. That's pretty much all you're going to get from me is Mandalorian or Grogu, So
yeah, pretty much. And that's okay, JT. That's okay. You're allowed.
It's Star Wars-ish.
No, it's Star Wars. It is Star Wars.
It's Star Wars related.
There you go. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty, because we've literally been taking up the entire hour going over episodes, which are only 30 minutes long, but there's just so much added to these episodes. They have
packed so much into these episodes.
Oh my God. It's like,
it feels like they've taken 3 seasons and stuffed them into one.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's just like this episode, we got a new type of trooper that we have to talk about. We've got this going on. We've got that going on. We've got, it's like,
yeah, it's, off the charts. Charts.
As they like to say back there in the woods, there's a whole lot of shit going on.
Yeah. Well, this episode, what are we on? We're on episode 6, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Episode 6, which is titled Infiltration. Yeah.
Now, just reading that word,
infiltration. They're going to infiltrate something.
Right. But it makes the hackles on the back of my neck stand up.
Yeah, like, what is going to happen here? Well,
I mean, infiltration and exfiltration are 2 of the hardest things to do.
Don't forget
They're
Extraction.
almost impossible to do.
Don't forget Extraction. That's pretty hard to do too.
Yeah, but that's fun because you usually get to hook up to the bottom of a Huey and on a long rope and go flying through the air like that, Superman. So
we get to go flying through the night. It's gonna be wonderful. Yep.
Flying through the air with the greatest of ease.
And it makes you feel just ducky. It's a redneck's dream come true if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah, it is.
Or us military personnel. Yeah, we like doing that too. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty. This episode starts off with an assassination attempt. Ooh. Yes, an assassination attempt. And you're like, wait a minute, how is that possible? Well, the episode starts with Rex. We've seen Clone Trooper Rex before.
Many times.
Well, he's been working with some interesting people. He's been, helping form the rebellion, so to speak, and rightfully so, because it's Rex.
Recruit for them anyway.
Yes. Which, by the way, there are some fan theories that Rex is actually in Return of the Jedi, but that's a whole nother ball game. And we'll get into that later.
Right.
Much later. But in this case, Rex is escorting a fugitive, former separatist Senator Ave Singh. Yes, Ave Singh.
Who, if you'll remember, I think wasn't it in season 2 that they rescued him?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was season 2.
I believe so. But he was one of the separatist senators that not only did they save, but they also kind of turned to get that information that they needed in order to help find General Grievous and all of them. If I remember correctly, it's been a while.
Right.
Been a while. But his RA-7 protocol droid, GS-8, is with him. They're going to a safe house throughout the streets. And GS-8's like, I don't know about this. Hang on. Something's not right. Something's not right here. We're not safe. Can't do this. Well, a former clone trooper, Hauser, is keeping watch from a balcony and is corresponding back and forth with Greer, who confirms everything is good to go and secure. However, and people love when I say, however, they're being watched. And we can see that they're being watched from a distance. Only this one is from a clone assassin. Yes, a clone assassin. A Saxon.
A Saxon?
A Saxon assassin.
Yeah, Crossfire.
Yeah, I need to mark that, clip that there. Assassin. CX1 is this wonderful clone assassin's name. And, well, he's,
He looks a little different than the others.
Yeah, he is a little different than some of the other clones, but it just means that he's one of those clones that they were able to change the conditioning on, kind of like what they did with Crosshair. I mean, Crossfire. Only the difference was with Crosshair, it didn't take. So This is one of those clones, and there's a lot of those out there that they redid the conditioning on, and it was able to affect them, and they're able to do what the Empire wants them to do because they're soldiers. You know?
Basically, they brainwashed them.
Yeah, pretty much.
To quote Crosshair a little later in the episode tonight, I almost said it too. A little later in the episode tonight, they reprogrammed them.
Yes, they're reprogrammed. And that's what they were doing on, well, that's not the right one. There we go. They basically reprogrammed them at Tantus. Tantus is where they're doing everything that they're like, oh, okay, I don't know if I want to do this, but it's happening. Well, Rex brings Singh and GSA inside a parlor for a secret meeting with an Imperial Senator. Ah, an Imperial Senator. A good Imperial Senator. The same Imperial Senator, yes, I'm saying it over and over again because I'm waiting for the page to load up, by the name of Rio Chuchi. And if you don't remember who she is, she actually became a very outspoken politician in the Imperial Senate backing the clones. She didn't want anything bad to happen to the clones. She was one of those senators that the Bad Batch and the rest of them were able to kind of go, hey, listen, this is what's happening. Look all around you.
And then she became an activist for clone rights.
Yes, because they are people too.
Yep. And then she found out that she got information of what they were doing to the clones. You know, on Tantus. She didn't know that it was on Tantus and all that good stuff, but they got verified information about what Hemlock was doing.
Right. And this is the meeting that is very important between the two senators, because right now they were opposite each other. They were opposite against each other. One was a separatist, one was a Republic senator. So
yeah, and he even says that. He's like, you know, this is a weird meeting, seeing as to how we were both on opposite sides of the table.
Yes.
At one time.
But what's the one thing they had in common?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you, what's the one thing they have in common?
Now?
Yes.
Is the fact that their planets have been taken over by the Empire.
Yeah. And they have a growing dissent for the Emperor.
Yes.
And they're like, no, we need to work together now. This is bullshit.
And that happens a lot. Even in real life, that happens a lot.
It really does. You'd be surprised.
A lot more than people would believe.
Yeah. And currently, the way things are in the galaxy, I mean, the galaxy's all in upheaval to begin with anyway, because the Emperor created a galactic empire where democracy dies. We've seen that in Revenge of the Sith. Go back and watch it. But Singh warns them that this is going to be a problem. We need to be cautious. We need, nothing can get out. We need to have that protection that we need, because if something slips, this could bring the whole thing down.
We're dead.
We're dead. We're gonna just woo. Well, the Emperor is also being cautious. He's being cautious because of the public opinion. Yeah. They have public opinion in this. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why the Emperor is being cautious is because he doesn't want the wrong information getting out. But they are both in agreement. They need that. There's a lot of limitations, but it hasn't stopped the Empire from taking over planets that were never a part of the Empire to begin with. So all the separatist planets that are out there, the Outer Rim territories, they're all starting to fall under the Galactic Empire because of the occupation that they're doing. They're sending out troopers left and right to take claim to these worlds. Let's make it bigger. See, I think it's more of, yes, they are taking it over, but they're spreading themselves too thin. Maybe. Maybe you should worry about your own stuff first, Just saying.
Don't throw rocks if you live in glass houses.
Agreed. However, CX1 is now on the move. Oh, yes, we see him on the move. See him going through the tunnels, climbing out of manholes, climbing up buildings, gets to the parlor, and he surprises and chokes Greer with his blaster. That's when Greer is not being able to be reached, and Hauser goes, Rex, there's something going on. He's not reporting in. Go to the kitchen. And Rex warns everyone there's an intruder. Not good. Not good. CX1 throws a bomb at the senators, and Rex tosses it back out of the room. That just goes to show how awesome Rex really is. And granted, we've seen Rex in Clone Wars. We've seen him older in Star Wars Rebels. But now we're also... I would love a series of just Rex. Like Rex's Adventures, you know, that type of thing. I think it would be amazing. Would be cool. I think it'd be amazing.
I would watch that.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'd have to because we'd be reviewing it. But even if we weren't, I would watch that.
Hell yeah. I think it would be great.
It would.
I think it'd be awesome. The Tales of Rex. No, that doesn't sound very good. The Rex Attack. No, that's no.
Rex's Adventures.
Rex's Adventures. There you go.
Or The Adventures of Rex.
Maybe.
I like The Adventures of Rex better.
Maybe. See, the Bad Batch works because it's the Bad Batch. It's all about them.
Right.
And I don't think Rex, like just Rex, I don't know. I don't think it would work well. The Mandalorian, that works well. He's a Mandalorian, you know? You can keep the Mandalorian as a title until you're blue in the face. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
After he throws the bomb out of their room, it causes an explosion, blows a hole in the wall, and Rex and Hauser start to go after CX1. And that's when he uses the tunnels to flee and get to a maintenance tower. As that's happening, he's actually slowing down Rex and Hauser, but then gets to the tower and he gets stunned by another clone trooper.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It took 3 shots.
It really did.
To take him down. Normally it's just 1 shot and you're
yeah,
took 3 like, shots to take this guy down.
It's like poof. Just a poof. Well, this clone keeps identifying himself as a shadow. A shadow. It makes you wonder who that clone really is as a shadow. We know it's not Rex, clearly. But
well, and they said right then that, you know, their identifier has been, or his identifier has been removed.
Yes. So it makes you wonder, who is this man?
Mm-hmm.
At least it makes me wonder. Just saying. Putting it out there. Because I have no idea. Well, from there, Rex and the other clones take a shuttle with CX1. They captured him. And Rex advises Senator Chuchi to keep a low profile, stay out of, you know, the limelight, don't do anything wrong, like, don't do anything out of the norm that you're already doing. Let's find out what's going on. I will get back to you. We need to find out who this CX1 is.
Right.
And that's when Rex tells Hauser to make arrangements for Fireball to examine the object at base camp. Now,
yeah, because he found a data puck. That's it, data puck.
Now, Fireball is another clone.
Mm-hmm.
He is another clone, and I love how they come up with names for each other. You know, you got Rex, you got Cody, you got Hunter, Wrecker, and now you have Fireball. Oh, Fireball. Should be interesting.
Which by the way, is a very good shot.
Oh, yes, very good shot. Very good shot. Well, it turns out, though, they're heading to a Bomar Order monastery, or at least a former monastery for the Bomar Order. This was the same exact monastery that Asajj Ventress used with the Separatist droid army during the Clone Wars. We're starting to see things circle back to Clone Wars more and more now. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, it started with the Bad Batch in the Clone Wars. But now it's... What was it? The little things. It's the little things that they're stuffing in. Okay?
Yep.
And they also use this... this same exact monastery they used to hide Rhoda the Hutt, who was the infant son of Jabba the Hutt at the time. And again, a whole episode on the Clone Wars on it. So, yeah, it's... You want to talk about connected? Now, don't get me wrong.
Screw the 6 degrees of separation. We're talking 3 degrees of separation when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah, because think about it. With the Marvel Cinematic Universe, everything is connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's connected in some way, shape, or form, and everything's connected. But with Star Wars, everything is connected 100 times more.
That's why I say, not 6 degrees, 3 degrees.
Yeah, not even that. Think of it as like a 3-dimensional cube. Everything's there, and now breaking apart because of Ahsoka, but that's a different story. We already talked about that stuff. Okay. So now, with the prisoner in tow, they're at the monastery. They're on the planet Teeth, or Teth. I would say Teth because it's Teth. Fireball is saying, well, listen, I analyzed the stuff, and, well, there's an electro capsule implanted into CX-1's teeth. The teeth!
Mm-hmm. Well, and the only reason they know this is because the last episode,
yep,
I think it was, they caught a dude, and he, did the capsule before they could even stand him up to take him to the ship.
Yes.
To take his happy ass back to the base.
It's like the cyanide pill. It's like the cyanide pill. It's the Star Wars version of cyanide pill.
Yep.
Hail Hydra. One shall fall, 2 more shall rise in its place. Only for the Empire.
Yeah.
Well, Fireball also, like you said, mentions that his number is gone. He doesn't have one. It's just poof, poof, just.
His identifier has been removed.
Yep. And when Rex goes in to talk to him, he tries to do the whole, hey, listen, you're still one of us. Doesn't matter what the Empire did to you. You're still our brother.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing. He doesn't say a word about anything. Well, we do a nice little gradient shot to Tantus, And we see Commander Scorch activating a clone assassin. He says CX1 has been compromised due to his capture. You need to go track him down and neutralize him.
Dude has an attitude, though.
He really does.
I mean, he comes in and they see each other and he's like, why have I been activated?
Yes.
What are my orders?
What
prick?
are my
woke me up from my nap.
Now, he is, what's the word? CX2 is what his name is. CX2. Now, do you remember?
Probably not, but we'll try.
The first episode, actually not even the first episode, our review episode.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where I said, I have a feeling
Mm-hmm.
that Tech is not dead.
We've both been saying that.
Yes. Now, it's not confirmed, but a theory I have is that CX2 could, in fact, be Tech. Which is why we haven't seen his face yet. It's possible.
Well, I think it's possible, but I don't really think it would be because Tech is the same as Crosshair. So I'm thinking that the programming that they go through in the process of becoming a shadow, I don't think it would have taken with Tech either. Just saying.
It's true. I'll give you that. It's just a theory.
I mean, there's always a possibility that it could too.
Yeah, it's just a theory, and we'll get into that a little bit more because there's more to deal with CX2. However, CX2's mission is to go in and neutralize CX1, get rid of him, kill him, do what he needs to do, and be done with it. Well, CX1 is still being interrogated by Rex, and Rex says, well, hey, listen, are you from Tantus? Are you from Tantus?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, are you from Mount Tantus? Then
He was trying to figure out where it was from.
Yeah,
He named off like 2 or 3 other planets, and I said Tantus, and he's like,
yeah. But CX1's like, nah, I ain't saying a word. You ain't getting anything out of me. Not even a serial number. And, hey, my name, I'm Lieutenant blah, blah, blah. Here's my number, blah, blah, blah. Just like they train military personnel to do.
Sergeant Hollis Thomas. Up, 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 up.
Yeah, do you even remember your number? Do you remember your number?
Well, yeah, your serial number was your social security number. We were never issued alternate numbers.
Ah, well, that's good. Because now I think you do. I think they give alternate numbers.
Sucks to be them.
Right? Not sure, can't confirm it, but anyway. Well, while that's all happening, Fireball interrupts and says, hey, Rex, here's the data puck, and it's got a target on it. And that target is Sing and Omega. Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when
I think we need to call Hunter.
Yep. You need to call him. Call Echo and Hunter now. Because they need to know this.
Let them know. Yeah.
Hauser, on the other hand, thinks that the Bad Batch can help, but Rex is unwilling to get them involved because Rex thinks that Crosshair can, mess it up. It's possible. For the record, for those that are watching, you didn't see it because I didn't get a chance to. He did it so quick. JT just picked up his cat and just like, get down. Oh, Oreo, it wouldn't be a show without you. I know, you just want to be a part of it. It's all good.
And the other one just came in too, so.
Run! Run. Well, Rex also thinks that, maybe Crosshair can talk to him. Maybe he can get the info out. Maybe. Well,
Maybe.
The Bad Batch shows up. Yay. And Echo tells Hunter that he's taking them to a secret base. They don't know where that base is. What? Question? You have a question?
During this whole thing.
Yes.
Or during the questioning phase and this part of the show, there's the one Captain clone that's there who is just a prick.
Hauser.
Is that Hauser? He is just being a major prick. And I can understand where he's coming from. Okay, I can understand why he is as mad as he is. But there's a very, very small gap between being disrespectful and damn it, I had the word, now I lost it.
An asshole?
No, it's actually a military term.
I don't know.
Damn it, I can't think of it now. Insubordinate.
Oh, there you go.
There's a fine line between being a prick, being an asshole, being a jerk, and being insubordinate.
Okay.
And I think he's on the other side of that line. And not by like just a half a step. He took a running freaking jump.
Yes.
Over that line. Because
Absolutely.
he's just like, no, you're not doing it right. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this. We need no, dude. Shut up. You're not in freaking charge.
It's true.
You can give your opinion. You can let me know what you think. But don't tell me what I'm supposed to do. So dude just needs to, and it gets even worse after Bad Batch gets there.
Yeah, well, to an extent.
Yeah. It gets more focused in on one individual. So, go ahead.
Well, from here, once they get to the secret base, Hunter says, well, wait a minute, aren't we supposed to meet up with Gregor? And Echo's like, we'll pick him up later. Let me drop you guys off at the base, and we'll go from there. And Echo's like, I can't tell you why Rex wants you there. I just know he wants you there. So we're going to do it. And when they get there, they're greeted by Rex and Hauser, and Rex is pleased to see Omega. Yay. But Hauser, as you called it, becomes an asshole to Crosshair. And don't get me wrong, I understand 100% why they do it.
Yeah.
I do. I understand. They do not trust him.
But Rex isn't being an asshole to him.
No, Hauser is.
Yes, Rex is being nice to him. The fact that the other guys in Bad Batch trust him again, it's good enough for Rex.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's not good enough for Hauser.
Right.
I think we should call him Hoser, but go ahead.
Well, Rex is like, hey, listen, just so you know, he's on our side.
Yeah.
He's there. He's one of us. Relax.
I think Hauser actually said they may trust him, or his squad may trust him, but I don't.
Yes, exactly. Well, since Echo is there too, before he goes off into the sunset to go get Gregor, he gives Omega an energy crossbow. Not just any energy crossbow, a new and improved energy crossbow. And she is like, hell yeah.
Sweet.
I got my toy back. This is going to be great.
It's neat looking too.
And she goes, where'd you get it? And he's like, I just got it from someone I knew.
I have contacts.
I got people's, people's that you should know that you shouldn't even know that exist. Okay? Well, while he's doing that, he's just like, well, listen, Echo, it won't be long. Stay with the others. Keep them in line. Do what you need to do. You're in charge. Tells Omega she's in charge. Omega! Because they won't mess with her.
Right. She won't let them mess with her.
Those boys, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, they're full-blown soldiers. They've done what they had to do in times of war. But man, do they just like she's got them wrapped around her little finger. Like just wrapped. Well, now we're at the Clone Underground. This is their base. This is everything going on. And the new clone assassin, the CX-2, is landing his shuttle in the forest. And it's a
big ass ship for one dude.
Listen, you need to have, options. Just saying. But a lot of those ships are big for just one or two people. I mean, look at the Remora. That's a ship for 5, and it's only doing only 3 people live there now. Well, 4 if you count Crosshair. Well, CX-1 has an implant, and that implant, which is in the tooth, that's what CX-2 is following. Yes, no. Yes, he can track it. The implant beacon.
They remove that.
Yes, but he's still tracking it. That's what he's using to track it.
But the implant is not because the implant you can find through a scan. The thing that he's using to track him cannot be identified by a scan. It's something else in the body. It's not that's one of the methods of tracking them, but there's secondary.
But CX-1 is using that implant beacon. That's what he's using. CX-1, because he's a CX assassin trooper, they only have that information of the tracking beacon. That's it. They don't know their names.
Right.
But they're using that beacon. Because he pulled it up with
I'm on the opposite side of that. I think if I understood it correctly, there is a secondary tracking device planted somewhere in the Shadow Soldiers' bodies.
Or in their armor.
I think it's in their body. I don't think it's in their armor. But there's a secondary tracking device. And because when they pull the one, it goes offline.
Yep.
So they wouldn't be able to use the primary tracking device, which is the 1 and 2, because that goes offline when they pull it. So there's a secondary. Unless I misunderstood what they said, because Crosshair says it later in the episode. And I got his name right. Woo!
Yay!
Anyway. But that's semantics one way or the other.
True. Well, the Clone Underground is telling the Bad Batch about their plans to rescue their clone brothers on Tantus. And Rex is like, yes, here we go. Hunter, this is what we've got. We recovered a target list from an operative that we have right down the hallway here. And, oh, by the way, Omega's on it.
Right.
And Crosshair's just flat out says Omega's the target because she escaped Imperial custody.
Yep. Well, you escaped Imperial. Guess who? Mr. Hoser himself.
Yeah.
Well, you escaped Imperial custody. Why aren't you on that list?
Well,
guess I'm just not as valuable.
and I
Loved it.
loved that response from him.
Yep. That was the perfect answer for him to give. Anything else wouldn't have worked.
It was the right answer for the right time. Because even Hauser was like, dude, you're a traitor. Simple as that. And Hunter's getting in the middle of him going, chill. Back down. He's with us. You're good. We're all good.
Yeah. Crosshair even gets in his face.
And Hauser even questions whether Crosshair was a captive or not. And says, well, how come you don't know the base location? You escaped from there? And Crosshair flat out says, listen, I'm telling you the truth. You don't want to believe me, that's fine. But the Empire broke me. And a lot of people could take that out of context when they say the Empire broke, when he says the Empire broke me. Because it could be mentally, it could be, they were trying to get him to conform and do whatever. But for him, for Crosshair, and this is just my analyzation of it, is he's broken because of his handshaking. He can't perform his duties because he doesn't have the faith in himself anymore to do what he needs to do as a sniper. You take that away from a sniper, yeah,
that's their life.
That's their livelihood right there. Well,
and that's literally all they know.
Yeah. That's what they're trained for. That's what they can do, and they do what they need to do in order to make things work. Hauser, of course, is like, I don't believe you. Omega enters. Saving grace. You notice how whenever she enters a room, it doesn't matter how bad things look. It's just like, Omega's here. Omega, Batcher, and Wrecker. The children. The children.
It's the old, you don't fight with kids in the room.
Yeah. Well, Crosshair tells Omega that the Empire is targeting her. And Wrecker, without missing a beat, why am I not surprised?
Well, that's nothing new.
Like, surprise, surprise, here we go. Let's do this. Well, I just love the way Wrecker is with Omega. It's just like, whatever.
Right.
It is what it is, but whatever. Well, Rex asks Omega why the Empire was interested in her, and that's when Omega explains about using her as a hostage to force Nala Se to cooperate on the experiments that they're doing. And that's when she starts getting involved involved in the discussion of the M count. Now, like we've said many times, it's midi-chlorians. We know it's midi-chlorians. We know it's an intelligent life form that just surrounds us and strengthens us. It listens to us and it works with us. It's a symbiotic relationship. The Force. Right. The Force is there. And her M count, through the roof. Just like a certain Anakin Skywalker. Through the roof. Just through the roof. But she does go on to say that she doesn't know why. Just that it's an M count and she has no idea, and that they were taking blood samples of every single clone there. And that's when Rex goes, I heard about something like this, but I have no idea what it was about. Come, tell me more. Tell me what you know, child. And they go off and they discuss more. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? The fact of the matter is, I'm really surprised that out of all the clones, and correct me if I'm wrong. Let me see here. How many clones? Whoops. I didn't even type it right. Clones were made in Attack of the Clones. I got to remember what was said. 200,000 soldiers, also known as units.
Yep.
When Obi-Wan Kenobi was there, and they had more on the way.
Yep.
200,000 units of soldiers ready.
With more in the microwave.
And more were cooking. That's a lot of soldiers.
Yep.
Just saying.
I mean, that 200,000, that's half a brigade, or half a brigade, maybe close to a division.
Yeah.
In today's military.
And again, not all of them were even used on the Battle of Geonosis.
Right.
So there was a lot going. Yeah. Well, you figure every single year of the Clone Wars, whoop, more soldiers. Eventually, there was going to be that one that would have probably a high midi-chlorian count.
Right.
Well, the clone assassin, in the meantime, is climbing the mountains where the base is and is planting explosives on every single ship, every single structure he can think of. It's a lot of explosives. Omega mentions that there are more clone prisoners at the base. They're doing testing on them. They're taking blood samples. We got to get them out. And Fireball says, hey, food's here. Let's eat. I mean, why
Added
not?
some of the spices of my own.
Yeah. Why not? And that's pretty much what he said. Before they settled down for the meal, though, Crosshair reveals that not all of the clones on Tantus are prisoners, and that some are still loyal to the Empire. Which makes sense, because we know there are clones. We see the CX-2 doing what he needs to do to find CX-1. And that's when he says there's a special clone division, by the way, who are trained operatives. Mm-hmm.
Called.
Well, not even called yet. We didn't even get that far, because these specific clones are part of the deep cover program that Dr. Royce Hemlock has done. Identities erased, reconditioned. Those who survive the program come out completely different.
Yep.
And then Hauser goes, well, how do you know so much, Mr. Nosy Rosy person? And Crosshair goes, they did it to me.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't work. Right. It failed. It failed on him because he was defective in nature. He's a bad batcher. He's a Unit 99. But then Hunter goes, wait a minute. We met one of them. On Coruscant. We met one of them. Full circle. Mm-hmm.
Hunter asks Rex, hey, what's keeping them from finding out this one here? Like, what's going on? And Crosshair says, well, wait a minute. You have one of them here?
Yeah.
And that's when he gets into their tracking of their own operatives. Hauser responds that they've scanned the prisoner. Crosshair says there's a special kind of tractor that can elude the scanners, just like you mentioned. Do not underestimate Hemlock. Do not underestimate him.
Right.
Makes perfect sense. And we know, you and I have stated it many times. Hemlock is a fucking dick. You
Put it nicely.
You don't want to mess with him because holy crap.
Well, and you don't want to underestimate him either.
Yeah.
That's your biggest mistake.
Because he is sinister. Oh, I just lost JT. What happened?
I do not know.
That was weird. 1 minute you were there, and then you were like, poof.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here and, watching. I see movement out of the corner of my eye, and I look, and then it goes, boom, and the loading thing for Discord, the little smiley thing that rotates, is doing it. And I'm like,
that was weird.
What the heck, Over?
It was weird. Well, from there, CX2 is now in the base. He moves past Omega and Wrecker, who eating, chowing down. Why not? They were given food with a little bit of spice. The assassin sees Omega and considers targeting her, but then sees Batcher. And Batcher is like, something's not right.
But then went back to the food.
Yes.
Because Omega gave him his bowl. Omega must not like spices, but she gave him his bowl, or her bowl.
And that's okay. However, outside of the base, the clone assassin informs Scorch that Omega is present at the base with a group of rogue clones. Scorch orders the assassin to bring it. Give me the coordinates. Send them. We will be there.
Eliminate your original target. Take primary alive.
Girl,
and prepare
must
for the arrival of basically of the reactionary force.
Yes. Also known as, you harm her in any way, you're gonna die.
Right.
Because that's what Hemlock has stated numerous times over the last 2 episodes. If there's one hair on her head harmed, yikes. Nope. I don't want to be, I don't even want to be in the room to watch what would happen.
Right.
Because Hemlock is that much of a dick. Well, the Bad Batch and Rex confront CX1. And CX1 goes, hey, I know you. I know you. And Crosshair, well, CX1 says that Crosshair has information he's hiding from the others. And
well, he goes, if you want information so bad, why aren't you questioning him?
Yep. And
which, Mr. Hoser is going to love that line. And yes, I'm going to continue to call him Hoser because I don't like him.
You're going to call it. Well, I mean, you got it right. It was Hauser, and then you just started calling him Hoser. He's a Hoser.
He's a dick.
Well, while that's happening, CX1's going, by the way, the Empire's coming. Just so you know. And that's when you start hearing explosions happening from not just around the base, but outside of the base as well. Comms are down now, and CX1 is laughing. Laughing.
Just before all of this goes down, though, Crosshair goes, we need to leave now.
Yep.
Now, like 5 minutes ago now. And
well, CX1 gets sniped. Yep, CX2 takes him out.
Right in the heart.
And now they're in the middle of a gunfight with the intruder. Rex tells Nemec to restore communications, but the assassin takes him out. Yep. Poor Nemec. Nemec was such a good guy. Good clone. Worked his butt off. Great at communications. Sad to see him go in such a bad way. But the Bad Batch and Omega go into the control room, and Rex and the clones are trying to fight off the intruder. Fireball, I love that name, by the way, lives up to his name by deploying a flamethrower.
The one thing you would think you would not see in futuristic Star Wars is an old-fashioned Vietnam, Korea era, World War II era freaking flamethrower.
Flamethrower. The kids love this
that
one.
thing, and I was like,
you're like, damn.
To put it in military terms, I had an instant boner.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this is the end of Fireball as well, because the assassin shoots him, and the flamethrower activates a thermal detonator, which causes a cave-in and destroys the whole room. The mess hall is just gone. Gone. Rex gets to the command room, though, which is good. And then we cut to a shot in space where we're seeing two shuttles carrying clone commandos and TK troopers. TK stormtroopers. All being commanded by Commander Wolf. Oh. Poor Commander Wolf. Wolf has seen some things. So the fact that he's actually with the Empire, you're like, oh no, why? Well, he orders his troopers to set their blasters to stun, and that we're bringing the prisoners back alive. So they're going for all of them. And that is one way to end an awesome episode. Yep. Because that's what they did. So, all in all, episode 6. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I love that that we're seeing more of what they're doing to the clones to reprogram them. I love that they have absolutely no problem taking out another clone, especially one that is captured. Because, you know, hey, don't give them anything. And, oh, by the way, we're going to kill you too. Because that just also goes to show you how messed up Dr. Hemlock is.
Right.
Has no like, take him out. I don't care. Get rid of him. He's expendable. Every single clone trooper and every single TK stormtrooper is expendable. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter.
Right.
The fact that Rex is back in this episode and doing his thing, amazing. The way Fireball went out in a blaze of glory, as sad as that is, amazing. I am giving this week's episode a 4.5. Whew. 4.5 for this week's episode.
Very nice.
I don't think I could get lower than a 4 for these next couple episodes.
Right.
It's so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing is for sure with this, because like Bad Batch season 1 and 2.
Yep.
You were up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You never knew which way you were going to go in any episode.
Yes.
Season 3 starts off on a high note. Episode 2 takes it even higher.
Yes.
Episode 3, it came down just a small notch, and it's stayed right there.
Yes.
There have been no episodes at all so far that I've seen.
Not at
which
all.
I enjoy. You know, it's only a 30-minute show, but it's a 30-minute show, actually a 27-minute show that that feels like a 15-minute show every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even with as much information as they are stuffing into all these episodes, all the connections that they're making to not just the movies, but other animated series shows and other series and everything else.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they've done this.
It really is. And again,
I mean, in my opinion, they've kind of gone up to Marvel level
and then some
on the way they've been doing things,
and then some,
which is really cool. This was a great episode, though. I loved the sniper scenes.
That was
both
awesome.
with CB1 and 2, and everything. It's neat to see real life kind of things going on in this show. Example, Hoser himself being a dick and bitching at the captain all the time about what's going on and how they're doing it, and they're not doing it right. We should do it this way, and we need to do that, and all this. That happens on a daily basis in any branch of the military.
Truth.
Tell you right now.
Truth.
Great episode. Ditto on every one of your points.
Nice.
Ditto on every single one of your points. And kudos for recognizing the fact that Omega pretty much runs Bad Batch now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen.
Pretty much.
They don't mess with her. I mean, after all, she is older than them.
Technically, yeah. Great episode, though. I love the fight scenes. I love the infiltration.
Yeah.
I mean, just because it's the title doesn't mean it's the Bad Batch guys that are going to be doing it.
Agreed.
In this case, it was the total freaking opposite.
100%.
The Shadow Force or whatever the hell they're called. I can't remember the exact name.
Mm.
I'm right there with you. I'm at a 4.5.
Nice.
4.5.
Very nice indeed. It's wonderful. We're on the same page a lot. It's creepy.
It is.
But next week we will tackle episode 7. Right? Wow, we're at episode 7. We're halfway through.
Yep, we're getting there.
And yeah, so we are very well aware that the show will be completely aired by the time we're done.
And we don't care.
And we don't care because it's something to talk about. It's wonderful. And then we'll have Tales of the Empire coming out. What? I don't know. Did we do Tales of the Jedi? I don't think we did we?
Nope. No, sir, we did not.
We will watch Tales of the Empire. We'll talk about it, but we'll also probably talk about Tales of the Jedi too. Kind of like, because those are shorts.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be full length half-hour episodes. They're only like 10, 15 minutes long.
Right.
So we could probably do 2 episodes and do the whole thing, Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire, which Tales of the Jedi is really just the way things happened before the Clone Wars and Ahsoka being born and all of that. And Tales of the Empire, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for JT, he is the redneck. I am the geek. We will see you all next Monday for 2 Ewoks in the Park, where we'll be talking about episode 7 of The Bad Batch. Yes. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on Accidental Punch TV for The Sully Show, where I've got an interesting story to tell. Yeah, there's your tease. I have an interesting story, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
And when Sully says it's interesting, yeah, hold on to your hat.
Yep, because it's an interesting one. So for the redneck, I am Sully. We will see you all next week for 2 Ewoks in the Park, and tomorrow for The Sully Show at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Accidental Punch TV. Have a great night, everybody, and may the Force be with you.
Always.